self mastery versus self sabotage. What is your take on that?
Man, that's very beautiful. So, first off, I always refrain from words that will be a limiter. So, I only give words to myself or speak to myself or focus on certain terms and sequencing of structuring sentences, like the syntax and everything else, on what's going to expand me to the next level. Usually, mastery. Once a person comes into mastery, it's a closed door. It's the end of it. You have the temptation or the possibility of not growing beyond that. So some people want to achieve mastery, and in that quest of, they actually blind themselves from something that's greater than what they could have perceived. So I don't ever use the word mastery ever. So like you never really see me. I might have used it before somewhere in life, but at least in the recent years, I don't use the word mastery. I don't believe that. I don't believe we should even master ourselves. If anything, I believe that we should completely fuse with ourselves and almost become unconscious. And that's how we move throughout reality. And through that, we have a lot of energy to expand into the realm of. So we get to have the effect in reality, the highest effect, the highest, greatest success, body, everything. And it doesn't cost as much energy to obtain that versus mastery. You're disciplined, you're working hard, you're striving, you're sweating, you're dumping all this energy. You have the possibility of being tired or having burnout. When you approach it this way of like self-fusing almost, or like self-flowing, you have so much energy. Like you were saying last time, you got to choose to go to bed. Like you have so much energy, you don't pass out, you're not tired, you're just like, all right, I should probably just go to sleep now. Like, because you're like, you have so much energy, you have to just say like and decide, I'm gonna go to sleep. It's all cool, but you have so much energy left over. Now, the second part of your question is self-sabotage. I I see that's one of the primary functions of why people are bitter or dismantled or ineffective in life. I see that as why people are sick. Like that's the most gigantic reason of why people are, in a sense, suffering nowadays. I don't believe it's because of ego or hate or whatever, but self-sabotage is simply a person getting in their own way from the success that they could obtain or the satisfaction or desire or whatever. So with all that being stated, a person self-sabotage when they don't know themselves because it's a defense mechanism. The person will feel more comfortable staying where they are because they don't know their own attributes or capabilities. When a person doesn't know their capabilities, they're going to sabotage themselves and say, hey, no, this is better for me. This is safer. Let's go over here, because a person only goes to the extent of what they believe is best. So when a person doesn't know their full abilities and capabilities, they won't even try. And if they had the ambition to try, a lot of times they could self-sabotage because they perceive within themselves that this would be safer or a more logical direction to go in or investment of their life versus going and taking the risk. Now, that's okay, because self-sabotage isn't even bad. Again, it's a defense mechanism. It's actually saving you and protecting you, but it's usually out of ignorance. So with the ignorance, the person will put these blockades against themselves that limit themselves into the position that they've always been in. But if you stay in the position you've been in, there's no plateau. You always have to go up or down. You have to ascend or descend. You have to be growing, expanding, or shrinking and contracting. There is no plateau in life. Like time does not stand still. Like we are always moving, and either or is always happening. So when a person is unaware or ignorant of who they are, these defense mechanisms will come up that will block them from expanding, and it will lead them into contraction. That contraction is where aging comes from, atrophy, sickness, and all these other things. But once a person comes into the knowledge of themselves, who they are, what they're capable of, what they can do, now you're not even trying not to self-sabotage or anything like that. You're not even trying to get out of self-sabotage and all this other stuff. You have so much understanding of what you are that it's almost like by default, of course I could do that. Like, yeah. Like if I said, hey, I have a cup here, could you please go fill this cup full of water? There wouldn't even be a doubt in your mind that you can do that. But if you didn't know where the water source was, you might think to yourself, well, I've never been here before. Where's the water? I don't know where the kitchen is. And all these doubts come up. Those doubts are just showing you what you don't know. They're not bad. They're not even evil, or you need to get rid of doubt or anything like that. They're the very evidence of the parts of you that you don't know yet. But the moment that you shine light on it, or it becomes illuminated, and you become familiar or an understanding or aware of these specific traits within inside of you, now nothing's impossible. So whenever you go that route and you just learn yourself, doubt fades away. Doubt disappears. Self-sabotage just quits happening because you have so much overwhelming ability and understanding of what you are. Of course you're going to be successful, and you'd never stand in your own way at that point. So Self-mastery into self-fusing, self-sabotaging is just the evidence that you don't know enough about yourself yet. So time to learn.